Good evening, Shruti. Good evening, Mayank. Okay, did you complete the session practical part which I discussed? Hello, yes, no.
What, sir?
Yesterday, practical, I asked you to do. Did you do it? Did you complete?
Yes, sir. I did it on one side. I did on one side only.
Okay, I will share my screen. Let me know.
Unable to add a second side. I don't know why.
If you are not done, then do it whenever you have time. If you have done it, that's well and fine. So in the yesterday's session, we were discussed of the branch, how to set up the branch office. Set up the branch office. Chennai is the branch office. This is the branch office. Now, similarly, I also asked you to just to set up this branch office. This is also one more branch office. This is branch office one. This is a branch office two. Okay. Okay. Now, our next requirement is in case. Let me. Are you able to see the picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. In case if my branch office or my office has been located in different location means different country. Consider instead of India, outside India, if I want to expand my business. So what will is the option? Ultimately, there is an option like we have to create a one small network. This is not a domain or not a forest where we can set up a small computer, small office. But ultimately, the entire domain controllers or access is dependent on the branch office domain controller. We can do this, but what will happen? As I said, there is a chances of latency or like a delay in delay. So there is like slow experience will expand. So ultimately, what we do is instead of that one, we can create a new domain, but still it is under the ownership of the parent domain. So new domain, what does it mean is instead consider it's locate uk.microsoft.com means it's a sister concern. It's a branch office opened in my brother's name or in my sister's concern. However, still this branch is under the ownership of the parent. This is still it is under the ownership of the parent. You can find this link. This link is called as parent child tree. Parent and child domain or parent and child tree means it is the part of the same tree of different branches. This is the root and this is the branch. uk.microsoft is the part of the root domain. What is the root domain? Microsoft.com. Microsoft.com is the root domain, means original, or we can say like a parent. The child domain is the it is the it is making use of the name of the parent domain. This is the parent domain. This is the child domain name. Child domain is what? It is the inheriting means it is taking a, it is a part of the parent domain. As you can see, suppose you are just giving an example, if it's Abhishek Sharma is the actual name. If the parent name is Shashank and if the child name is Abhishek, then his name comes like Abhishek Shashank Sharma. Means he is inheriting the name of the parent. So the parent name is remains same. So just he's making the namespace use. So this is the child, this is the parent name. Similarly, child domain is nothing but it is the inheriting the namespace. Namespace is nothing but a name of the parent domain. So we are creating a child domain. Child domain, here what is the criteria? It is the name, it is the inheritance of the parent domain located in different region. What is the meaning of region? Location. Or we can say like a different country. Different country. In what instance? Suppose I want to, in which scenario we used it? We, in which scenario or like application when we are going with the child domain? When we are planning for expanding the business in different country, not in the same country. Same country means comes under branch office. Different country is a different location, different area, continent. A question arises: why you have to create a child domain? Why not you can do the same thing? Ultimately, reason is each country has their own legal formalities. Each country has different rules and regulations. Instead of setting up a small network with again depending on the parent domain controller, so what we can do is we can set up a one child domain and we will establish what we can do is how we do the setup. We'll create a, a, a new domain which is a part of parent domain, nothing but child domain. Set up the child domain and build the trust relationship. We have to build the trust. It's a type of link, trust link between parent and child, so that whatever changes means creation or deletion of objects. Object means it may be users, it may be computers, it may be a um, groups, or it may be OUs like sales, IT, finance, or if you are applying any types of settings, whatever changes you applied, that would reflect from child domain to parent domain. Whatever changes you are making, that will getting replicated. That's what the meaning here. That is what about this the child domain. How do we do it? Clear? Now I'll make in a different color so that it will be more easier for you to recognize. This is just an example. For what? For this. This is what parent. This is a child. How the parent child relations exist. That's what it says. Okay. Now in the today's session, that's what we are discussing on that. Okay. Now this is the what date? Date is what? March 6th, Thursday. Okay. Child adults. Today we'll discuss on child. Tomorrow we'll talk on the tree domain. So, child, what we are doing? We'll set up a new server. We'll create a new virtual machine. If the virtual already exists, that's well and fine. Now, for what with the name we are giving? We are giving UK. You can give any name as per your wish. Okay. So UK. Okay. Now we will create a subnet. Again, subnet option is same as like as we have done yesterday. We will create a new subnet, default subnet mask and CRDR that we have to update. Then in UKDC nothing but here new site is new site name. What is the new site name? UK. Okay, new site name just UK. Um, how the namespace takes place. UK dot Microsoft because it is part of parent domain. Now, okay, the DC created in UK side, UKDC. This is for your understanding. That's what I said. In UKDC, configure the server IP means you have to update the IP address of PDC and ADC. Why? Why we have to update? The reason is in case if the replication has to takes place, replication between PDC or the ADC to UKDC. Why the replication has to happen? Because whatever change you are making in the UKDC, whatever change means what changes I told here, that has to replicate, that has to update in the parent domain. In that case, we are setting up the UKDC. So for that synchronization, once we update